to this week's Money Metals podcast, helping gold and silver investors during these turbulent times. Now, this week's market wrap with commentary and analysis from Money Metals Exchange, the company named Best Overall Precious Metals Dealer by Investopedia.
Welcome to this week's Market Wrap podcast. I'm Mike Gleason. Coming up, don't miss an incredible interview with well-known trends forecaster Gerald Celente of the Trends Journal. Gerald has some explosive things to say about the state of the economy, our nation's corrupt political system, which he refers to as a crime syndicate, and gives us an extremely bullish prediction on where he sees gold going in the coming months, given an ever-growing destabilizing world. So be sure to stick around for Mike Maharrey's interview with the very colorful and outspoken Gerald Celente coming up after this week's market update. And if you enjoyed this material, please do us a favor and like, rate, and subscribe to this podcast wherever you consume this content. Gold and silver continue to trade higher this week, receiving another boost on new geopolitical concerns and expected Fed rate cuts next week. Meanwhile, a district court temporarily blocked President Donald Trump's firing of Fed Governor Lisa Cook, who stands accused of mortgage fraud. Against that backdrop, the market is virtually certain the Fed will be cutting rates next week, possibly even by 50 basis points. The case for having solid exposure to physical gold and silver is as strong as ever, but Americans are mostly sitting out the metals markets. Retail demand has picked up over the past 2 weeks, but selling and profit-taking continues. It may take silver breaking above $50 before the American public jumps on board. Premiums on coins, bars, and rounds are at 6-year lows thanks to a high degree of retail selling and a glut of inventory in the U.S. dealer market. That spells opportunity for those who are actually accumulating gold and silver. To be sure, gold and silver are having a stellar year, but another metal is outperforming them both: platinum. The metal is up just over 50% since the beginning of the year. Most of that gain has occurred since early June. Investors are taking notice. According to the World Platinum Investment Council, WPIC, global platinum coin and bar investment surged by a staggering 660% in the second quarter. This was driven by a dramatic 55% increase in platinum coin and bar demand in China alone. Meanwhile, platinum jewelry demand grew by 32% in Q2, hitting its highest level in 10 years. This comes within a market that is already facing supply constraints. The majority of platinum demand comes from the automobile sector. It is an important component in automobile catalytic converters. Auto demand for the metal hit a 7-year high in Q1. There was a contraction in automotive demand during the second quarter due to tariff worries, but automotive sector platinum demand only dropped by 2%. Platinum is also used in electronics, medical technology, and the chemical industry. Demand for metal in hydrogen-based applications is rapidly increasing and is expected to grow by 19% this year. The recent budget bill passed by Congress included the continuation of the clean hydrogen production tax credit. The global platinum market charted its third straight significant structural deficit last year, and we would expect these supply shortfalls to continue into the foreseeable future, according to the WPIC. Platinum demand outpaced supply by 995,000 ounces last year. That was 46% higher than forecast. Above-ground stocks of platinum fell by 23% last year and are expected to drop another 25% this year. This represents less than 4 months of demand. The supply deficit isn't likely to ease soon. The white metal is historically price inelastic in the short term, meaning supply and demand don't quickly respond to price increases. Given the supply constraints, World Platinum Council CEO Trevor Raymond said the investment case for platinum remains compelling. Before 2011, platinum was generally more expensive than gold. In 2015, this historical trend reversed, with the spread between gold and platinum growing wider. Platinum hit an all-time high of $2,213 an ounce in March 2008. That was higher than the record price gold hit in 2011. It remains to be seen whether platinum will regain the price parity with gold we saw before the mid-2010s, but given the supply and demand dynamics, it is reasonable to be bullish on platinum in the near to mid-term. For those who wish to diversify a little bit into this alternative precious metal, Money Metals sells a wide array of platinum coins and bars, and premiums are still quite low. Just go to moneymetals.com or call 1-800-800-1865 for more information. Lastly, before we get to Gerald Celente, let's recap the weekly market action. Gold is up 1.6% to come in at $3,659 an ounce, hitting all-time highs once again during this, its fourth straight week of gains. Silver's once again leading the way, though. The white metal is up 3% now, expanding on its 14-year high to check in at $42.43 an ounce. The gold-to-silver ratio continues to narrow in favor of silver, and that's something we will continue to keep an eye on and report about in the coming weeks. That ratio is now just about 86 to 1. As for the PGMs, platinum is up 1.7% to trade at $1,415. And finally, palladium is having a real nice week, gaining 7.6% to come in at $1,227 as of this Friday morning recording. Well, now, without further delay, and for much more on the state of the markets, geopolitics, metals, and the economy, let's get right to this week's exclusive interview.
Greetings, I'm Mike Maharrey, a reporter and analyst here at Money Metals, and I'm joined today with Gerald Celente. Gerald is a fantastic analyst and the publisher of Trends Journal, and has a lot of great insight because he looks at things from a very broad perspective. Gerald, how are you today?
I'm all right. Again, sad about the decline of humanity and how America is going down. Again, don't blame it on Trump. It's one clown after another. People call it a Democratic and Republican Party. I call it a crime syndicate. By their deeds you shall know them. Hey, remember the Panic of '08, or the domain name I took out in 2007? Yeah, that one. Mm-hmm. Hey, how about bailing out the banksters who, hey, you don't have a job? You got no money? Hey, you want to buy a house? Here, sign over here, subprime mortgage. Oh, derivatives, we'll make something up. The Federal Reserve, according to the Levy Institute at Bard College, bailed out the banksters $29 trillion. Hey, you go broke, go to hell. Hey, I'm Jamie Dimon. I'm from J.P. Morgan Chase. We only been convicted of 5 felonies. Hey, one of them, you rigged the precious metals market. I forgot. Oh, that was only in 2019. Yeah, but we paid $900 million. We only made billions, but we paid them off. And I don't go to jail. Oh, hey, don't you know who I am? It's a crime syndicate. What's your favorite war? I like the Afghan. Wow, the Iraq wars were better than that. Hey, about the Vietnam. One after another. So again, I'm very sad to see the decline of this country and the clown show going on. But again, it's around the world. You got that little garçon Macron over there. They just had a new prime minister because the economy is going down. They can't stand what's happening. Oh, again, he sued this woman because she said that his wife is a man. I mean, what are you kidding me? Did you hear the latest? The clown boy running the Washington Post? Yep, an advisor for Boris Johnson. Oh, yeah. Oh, you mean that clown boy that was the prime minister of the UK? We put an F, a U, and a C in that? Oh, that the best cartoonist in the world couldn't come up with a freakier clown than Boris Johnson? Oh, you're calling this the media? How about calling them prostitutes? Media whores that get paid to put out by their corporate pimps and government whoremasters.
I love that term.
That's my term.
Yeah.
And in the Trends Journal, what we do is we cover the world. So let's talk about, like, for example, the Israel war. We subscribe to Haaretz, the Israeli newspaper. We go to Jerusalem Post. We go to Ynet. We go to Times of Israel. Oh, you'll hate us for this. We go to IRNA, ISNA, Press TV, Tehran Times. We want to hear what the Iranians have to say. Why? How dare you? How dare you? You're only allowed to swallow my crap coming from the Cartoon News Network, CNN. Oh, we also go to Arab News, Al Jazeera. Oh, we go to Euro News. We go to France 24. We go all over the world. We want to hear what everybody's saying, and then we say, this is what they're saying, this is our analysis, and this is where we see it going. Nobody does that anymore. Journalism is dead. Dead.
Yeah. You're doing true journalism where you do look at all of the sides. You're not just spinning propaganda, which is quite a refreshing thing. Let's talk a little bit about the economy. We've heard for many, many months that the economy is doing great. It's rolling along. You kind of look at the data. You knew that wasn't quite right, but that's what they were saying. But now all of a sudden there's recession worries, and you're starting to hear the word stagflation thrown around. And you have said that that's not really the right word. You used the word dragflation, which I think is much more descriptive. Can you kind of explain that?
Stagflation means the economy is stagnant and inflation is going up. Stagflation. It's not stagnant. It's going down, and inflation is going to go up. And again, let's look at the numbers. Last week, only 22,000 jobs were created? 22,000 out of 347 million people? Where were the jobs created? In the healthcare sector and hospitality? You mean the jobs that pay nothing? Mm-hmm. Those jobs? Yeah. What did they just come out with? They overestimated 1 million jobs almost have been lost? Yeah, but we rig the numbers. We make up any crap we want. We're bureaucrats. And by the way, bureaucrats are the lowest pieces of crap on the planet. These are people that can't get a job in the real world, that suck into the political system, that become the most arrogant.
Yeah.
So then you look at the data coming out where they're showing that real wages haven't increased since 2019. And what people have forgotten about, the inflation numbers, they're rigged. Again, not my language, it's a fact. Your housing has gone up 50%. No, we don't add that in. We add other things in. Then we just give that. The cost of a car has gone up like 39%. How about wages? We don't talk about that. But the rich have gotten richer, so that's okay. The Wall Street Journal did an article: 1,135 billionaires in America. And I launched a movement called Occupy Peace. Matter of fact, we're having a peace rally up here in Kingston, New York. You could go to Occupy Peace on September 27th. We have Judge Napolitano, Scott Ritter, Dennis Kucinich, Joe Lauria, Roger Waters is going to be doing a live screening. And anyway, we're doing everything we can for peace. You're not allowed to talk about peace, and the billionaires don't give a penny for peace.
There's no money in peace, right?
Because they're pieces of crap. Then they're smarter than us. That guy, Charlie Munger, that clown guy that died, it was a Buffett guy. He took all that money with him. He built a huge casket, all right? I'm taking that money with me. They don't give a penny for peace. They don't give a penny for to increase the human spirit. And again, 1,135 billionaires as everybody else is getting poorer. And again, when you and I were young guys, there were things called grocery stores, hardware stores, stationery stores, drug stores, shoe stores, all gone, chains. Chains own everything.
Yep.
We are plantation workers of slave land here. And give me your money. We've got to go to the military industrial complex. We only got $1 trillion budget over there, and we got to pay it off. I need your money.
You mentioned the Wall Street Journal, and that got me thinking a little bit about media. And as our listeners know, we've had a tremendous run up in gold that really started about 3 weeks ago. And I noticed that watching the CNBC feed on X, the day that gold really took off, it broke through $3,500 an ounce, and it was making that first big run that we saw. I didn't see any stories come up on that CNBC X feed about gold, other than one that was actually a Bitcoin story that mentioned gold. And why is it? Do you think that the media just ignores gold constantly unless they're bad mouthing it?
Yeah. Again, go back to the Wall Street Journal. $5 a day. Not one word. Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday about gold. Not one word.
Yeah, same thing.
Why? And by the way, the Trends Journal is $2.59 a week, over 200 pages. And you read from AI to high-tech science, geopolitics, to economics. You read what you want. It's a magazine. But anyway, we're giving the people information. And the reason they're not doing it is because when gold prices go up, it's telling you how everything else is going down, geopolitically and economically. The facts are all there, but we're not going to talk about that because we're prostitutes. We're media whores that get paid to put out by our corporate pimps and government whoremasters. So that's what's going on. Again, the guy from running the Washington Post, an English guy, was just reported that he was advising Boris Johnson, the former prime minister of the UK. That clown, Boris Johnson. Wait a minute. You're a media guy? No, it's not journalism anymore. It's gone. So they're not telling the people what's going on because of how bad things are. And again, you see the markets going up, the Magnificent Seven. Oh, great. Yeah, wonderful. And again, you look at the PE ratios, they're way out of line, they're way too high. And there's going to be, we're calling for a dot-com bust 2.0. And I call the first dot-com bust, it was in the Trends Journal, when it used to be a quarterly, now it's a weekly, in the autumn of 1999. We said it would bust by the second quarter of 2000. The same thing's going to happen now. In trend forecasting, it's not what you like, what you want, what you wish for, it's what is. Trends are born, they grow, they mature, reach old age, and die. The AI trend was only born 3 years ago. You don't invest all your money in the infant industries of a new trend. And that's what they've done. All of these IPOs, the trillions that they've dumped into all these AI. And that what happened, again, go back to January 28th of this year. We called for a dot-com bust 2.0 when all of a sudden DeepSeek shows up. What's a DeepSeek? Oh, they mean that AI company from China that said, we don't need $100 million to do this. We did it with $6 million. And we don't need those big chips. We use smaller ones. Again, in tracking trends, you make connections between different fields. This was a T-shirt that I got done back in 1992 when Bill Clinton was running for office.
Beware of Slick Willie. What a beautiful T-shirt.
Right? So this is the Slick Willie to get them jobs out of America, those manufacturing jobs. Send them down to Mexico. They're going to pay me off. I bullshit and they give me $300,000 an hour. All right? Get rid of the jobs. It's a payoff. A little clown boy of nothing that's worth what? About $150 million? Oh, yeah. Send the job NAFTA. Going back to AI, brought China into the World Trade Organization. Go back to China in the year 2000, only 25 years ago. 10% of Chinese 18-year-olds went to college. They got into the World Trade Organization. Manufacturers from the West flooded over there to get cheap labor, gave China all that heavy industry and high-tech technology they never had. And now what? 70%, almost 70% of Chinese 18-year-olds are going to college. What does that have to do with AI? Everything. Young people are totally high-tech AI addicted. You got to go by the numbers. They got 1.4 billion people against 347 million. These are intelligent people. They're going to lead the world in AI. And again, we write in the Trends Journal, the facts. The government's pumping tons of money into it. AI is the future. Love it, hate it, want it. It's it. And China's going to lead. So they've overinvested in so many of these American companies. They're going to go bust. They're going to go bust. The facts are already there. The profits aren't coming out. So that's something to watch for. Now, when that happens, the markets crash, gold prices spike. Gold prices spike. Why else are they going up? Again, they're going to lower interest rates. The lower interest rates go, the deeper the dollar falls. The deeper the dollar falls, the higher gold prices go up. This isn't rocket science. Oh, how come? Oh, well, gold is dollar-based, isn't it? That makes it cheaper for other countries to buy gold, doesn't it? Yeah. So that's what we see. The dollar's going to go down. It's the death of the dollar is on its way. And they're going to come up with digital currencies, by the way. That's the other thing. And you just saw that the World Gold Organization? Well, one of them, they want to come out with a digital gold. Mm-hmm. That'll wipe out a lot of the cryptocurrencies because this is going to be a crypto that's backed by gold rather than backed by nothing.
Yeah, it's very interesting. You mentioned the Fed and rate cuts. I think it's pretty certain that they're coming. In fact, I've read a few things today. Now they're starting to talk about maybe 50 basis points. So I'm going to ask you a little bit of a loaded question. Should the Fed cut interest rates?
Some people say yes, some people say no. If you want to build up the economy, you got to cut the interest rates. If you want to keep the economy slow and keep inflation where it is, you keep interest rates high. So that's the choice. And the economy's going down. So it goes back to Trump. He's interested in making dough. I mean, here, there's a guy, I'm not making this up. Again, I'm a political atheist. I don't believe in the whole thing.
Right.
And you go back to 2021. 2021. Trump made fun of all the cryptos. Bitcoin's garbage. It's junk. Not exact language, but that was his thing. He was killing the dollar. Hey, but now my family's in it, so shut the hell up, all right? We like this stuff. So you're going to see Bitcoin going up because Trump, Lutnick's kid, the Commerce Secretary, the Trump team, they're invested in this stuff. His sons, everybody. So that's going to go up. So going back to Trump, he's interested in money. Let's go back to the facts. Let's go back to 2018. Trump was president. The worst Dow in December 2018 since the Great Depression. What did he do? He forced Jerome Powell to lower interest rates. And people say it's separate. It's one big club, and you ain't in it, as George Carlin said. Look at Miss Fatja Brut, who used to be the Treasury Secretary. Janet Yellen under Biden. What was the previous job? Oh, she was a Fed head? Wait a minute. The former Fed head is Treasury Secretary? You got it. And by the way, here's another T-shirt. If you go to Trends Journal, just to show you the way I feel, you could get this one.
Hey, politicians, who the F are you to tell me what to do? Very good question. In the back, the giant middle finger. I love it.
That's who's running the show. It's a freak show, and the freaks are in charge. Hey, I'm Jerome Powell. You know that when inflation was skyrocketing, you're full of crap, Salenti. It's only temporary.
Oh yeah. It's transitory was the word they kept throwing over and over again.
That was the second one, transitory. And now let's call it transgendatory. We can make up anything.
Yeah. I take it you're not a believer in this whole, oh no, the Fed independence is being threatened.
No.
Yeah.
No. Again, the facts are there. I'll tell you a quick story. I have a photograph of me and John Connolly. John Connolly was the Democratic governor of Texas that sat in front of JFK that took the bullet in the back. Mm-hmm. He wanted to meet me. This was one of my books, Trend Tracking. Far better than Megatrends Time magazine. I had forecast the new third party, 1989, and that someone like Ross Perot would be the person. 2 weeks before the election, I'm down in Texas with Connolly. He wanted to meet me. And we're going back into the Anatole Hotel. I'm making a very long story short. Remember, this is the guy that took the bullet in the back as a Democrat, governor of Texas. He said, I read your book. It's a fine piece of work. He said, and I know your heart's in the right place. He said, but you don't have a clue what's going on. And neither do the American people. Because if they did, there'd be a revolution in this country. This is also the John Connolly that was the Treasury Secretary under the Republican Richard Nixon that took us off the gold standard. All right? They'll do, and I thought the markets would crash in 2012. I was wrong. They didn't teach me about zero interest rate policy or quantitative easing in economics, 101, or graduate school. They'll make up any crap they want to keep this thing going. Digital, we're going digital. They're going to make up something. Hey, remember Trump said he was going to go to Fort Knox with Musk?
I do.
What happened? Well, you can't find your way over there? And what, am I so stupid that you don't already know what's in there or what's not in there?
Yeah, I've been to Fort Knox before. I grew up in Kentucky, so I know exactly where it is. I can give them directions if they need them. It's not hard. Oh, what a world we live in.
I went to the Kentucky Derby in 1969.
Did you really?
Yeah, sat right out in front with my girlfriend. Oh,
Was that Secretariat?
what?
Was that the year Secretariat won, or was that?
Yeah, I
believe it
forget.
was
You know,
later.
I still have the glasses. I had bought 6 of them. I have broke one. I have 5 left.
Nice.
They have all the past races on the back. But anyway, yeah, yeah.
All right, I've got one more question for you to get you out, and then I'll let you go. We've had this pretty robust gold market. We've seen the prices hit record after record, and yet, if you look at the data, American investors have largely been on the sideline. It's been driven by central banks, Asian investors, European investors to some degree. But like if you look at physical gold buying here in the U.S., it's actually down. Why do you think it is that American investors are kind of still on the sidelines, given everything that's going on?
Again, we went over the facts before. It's not being reported in the media. Most people know nothing about it. And they think because you're not getting, money on what you're buying, you're not getting that it's not a good investment. It's been like that forever. By the way, this is in my book, Trend Tracking. I started buying gold in 1978, 78 or 79. It was like $163 an ounce.
Mm-hmm.
The Iranian conflict started breaking out. People had no idea the United States overthrew the democratically elected government of Mossadegh in 1953 and bringing in the Shah and the Savak, the secret police that made the SS look good. They taught us to hate Iran just like they're teaching us now. Like they taught us to hate the Russians when we were kids. They had us hiding under a desk in case an atom bomb went off. Like that was going to make a difference in your life.
I did that.
Right? I was scared to hell. Every time I saw an airplane, I thought that we were going to drop a bomb. Anyway, I started buying gold futures back then. I've been following this. I put a $5,000 bet. I said I bet gold and oil will go up. And I brought a $10,000 bet up to almost $750,000 by 1980. And then, of course, I'm a young guy and I lost most of it. But I started following gold since then. The average person doesn't have a clue. Go to the Cartoon News Network, CNN. What's the major story last week? Taylor Swift is getting engaged and marrying some guy, but I could care less about.
Yeah.
Go to the Wall Street Journal. Big front page picture: Jeff Bezos getting married with the chick with fake boobs, but he could walk across on a platform if you put it on. I got to know about this stuff. You ask me why people aren't investing in it? They don't have a clue what's going on. So when you're looking at, again, in tracking trends, you make connections between different fields. You said, why aren't investors putting more money in gold? Because they don't have a clue of the geopolitical crisis going on around the world. Again, take a look at Indonesia with the riots going on because people got no dough. Go down to Argentina. Look what just happened with the Milei clown over there. Look what happened to the Argentinian currency. Look what happened to the stock markets. What's going on in Turkey? It's all over Somalia. What's a Somalia? Oh, we only bombed them 56 times. Shit, yeah. Don't say it. They couldn't find it on a map. Look what just happened with Israel bombing Qatar. So the people, you're asking me why? Because they're not making connections between different fields. People in other countries know more about geopolitics than Americans.
I could not agree with you more. There's I guess myopia is probably the best word for it here in the United States. If it's not, it's not right here, then it doesn't really matter. And and I love what you're doing because you do connect those different dots, and that you also have a time horizon that's longer than like 3 minutes ago, which I think is another problem. People don't have any sense of history, and so they can't recognize patterns because they never learned, the history in the first place. So
you made a very good point, because again, with tracking trends, it's the understanding of where we are and how we got here to see where we're going. So you made a perfect point. And
so,
again, they don't know. Go to Harvard, go to Princeton, go to Yale. Nobody teaches trend forecasting. Maybe one or two, but they don't know what they're doing. Again, I have best-selling books, Trends 2000, Trend Tracking, I've been at this 45 years. But again, you're not allowed to think outside the box. It's not allowed. You're only allowed to swallow the crap that comes out of the politicians and the mainstream media mouth. You ready for this?
I am ready. Lay it on me.
Again, I'm having a peace rally, and Judge Napolitano is going to be one of the speakers, along with Joe Lauria, Dennis Kucinich, Scott Ritter, and others. I want Napolitano to run for president because nobody knows the Constitution more than him.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, this is about we the people, not you the politicians. Remember there used to be a thing called public servants?
I do.
We're not public servants. We're the servants of the politicians now. You ready for this? I took out the domain name yesterday. We the People's Party.us.
Nice.
We the People's Party.us. That domain name should have been gone since the internet revolution happened. That shows you the lack of concern of we the people. That I was able to get we the People's Party.us. And that's the party for me. It's not, who the hell is some politician to tell me what to do?
Mm-hmm.
Any one of you little clown boys who out there that want to come over here and you make me do what you want me to do. Yeah. I'm little Andy Cuomo. I'm a daddy's boy, a little spoiled, arrogant clown. Lock down your house. We're fighting the COVID war. Close down your business. Hey, but Walmart, you can stay open. All you big guys can stay open. I get your money, all right? Yeah, don't forget to wear that mask. Oh, the mask that says on the box, these masks do not eliminate exposure to the risk of any disease or infection. Oh, hey, and remember, before you masturbate, you better sanitize your hands. Oh, and when you go in a restaurant, you better wear that mask. But when you sit down, you can take it off and eat. You know why? Because COVID knows that you're eating and it won't bother you, and it doesn't go down to table length. I could go on and on and on and on and on about the arrogance of these politicians and how many people follow their orders. Stupid garbage crap against the facts of reality. I only write the facts. Here, I'll give you another fact. They call it a pandemic. Everybody calls it a pandemic. The World Health Organization called it a pandemic on March 11th, 2020, when the grand total of 4,290 people died out of 8 billion.
Yep. It is a crazy, crazy world we live in. But thank goodness we have a Gerald Celente out there giving us the facts and the truth. So to wrap up, let people know where they can find your trends forecasting and avail themselves of this information so they're not ignorant like the rest of the world.
Trendsjournal.com. We're doing our best to give people history before it happens and to help them prepare, prevail, and prosper in these times ahead. Again, we don't give financial advice, but we're very bullish on gold, and we could see gold breaking possibly $5,000 an ounce before the end of the year. And the worst is yet to come. Again, what people don't realize, again, tracking trends is the understanding of how we got here, where we are, to see where we're going. And the COVID war, I thought everything would crash when they locked everything down. I didn't know that they would bring interest rates down to zero and pump in trillions of dollars of fake money backed by nothing and printed on nothing.
Yeah. $5 trillion almost.
Yep.
It's crazy.
Yep.
Well, folks, avail yourself to that. I got a copy of the Trends Journal and was looking through it. It's not only a lot of information, it's beautifully done. It's bright. There's a lot of good graphics in it. It's really a fantastic publication. So everybody go check that out. And Gerald, I really, really thank you for taking time out of your busy day to chat with me. And I appreciate you. And I appreciate the way I like your no nonsense attitude. It's very refreshing in this day and age.
Well, thank you. And thank you, Mike, for all you're doing. I'm a lucky guy. I'm born right after the war, 1946, in the Bronx. Napolitano from the Bronx. It's a whole different trip, man.
Yep.
You're there to be free, to be yourself. Don't tell me what to do. I won't tell you what to do. And it was a blessed time. The spirit of my parents and aunts and uncles after the war, and the kindness and love and affection. And I'm a blessed guy, so I'm very thankful.
Well, that's outstanding, and I am blessed as well. And again, I really appreciate you, and we'll have you back on again for sure. I love getting this big picture insight. It's something that you don't get very many places, and it's more than necessary. So thank you so much.
Well, thank you.
Always good to hear from Gerald Celente, and it was great to have him back on again. Certainly lots going on in the world these days. Well, that will do it for this week. Be sure to check back next Friday for our next weekly Market Wrap podcast. And don't miss our second weekly podcast, the Money Metals Midweek Memo, available each Wednesday. To check out any of our audio programs, just visit moneymetals.com/podcast or find them at places like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and other podcast platforms. And it's a big help to us. We remind you again here to please like, subscribe, download, and rate our podcasts. Doing so helps us extend the reach of this material. Until next time, this has been Mike Leeson with Money Metals Exchange. Thanks for listening, and have a wonderful weekend, everybody.
Thank you for joining us for this week's Money Metals podcast. Be sure to come back next week. And don't forget to subscribe to our podcast through iTunes. For answers to all of your questions, or to discreetly and securely buy or sell gold or silver coins, bars, and rounds, call 1-800-800-1865 or visit www.moneymetals.com. Our knowledgeable and no-pressure specialists are standing by to answer your call during business hours, Monday through Saturday. Or you can lock in your order online, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Again, visit us at www.moneymetals.com or call 1-800-800-1865.